Let us start with the previous concept. In the previous session, we have seen the basic element, basic structure of a C program. I told you the first point is header file, hash include, standard input, output, header file. If you want more functions, for example, get, chcl or scr or other functions, you're going to have console input, output, header file, nio.h. Every C program may return nothing called void, or a integer may be returned integer main function should be opened and closed. If it is successfully executed, it returns 0. I told you the basic data types integer can be represented by using a percentage %d, what you call a format specifier, which requires 2 bytes of memory. And if a number which contains a decimal point on it, integer means 23 minus 74, anything without a decimal point is said to be integer. Anything with a decimal point, either positive number or negative number, minus 81.76, 12.3 is a floating point number, and the format specifier is percentage %f, which requires 4 bytes. If you want to represent a single character, anything that is enclosed in single quotes, anything, it may be a dollar, number, anything in single quotes is said to be a character that is represented by percentage %c, which requires 1 byte of data storage. Okay, these are basic data types. Here we have long, double, long integer, hexadecimal. We will talk about those elements later. Now, my intention is to read two numbers and find the sum of two numbers. I want to read and find the sum of two numbers, print the sum value. All of you listen carefully. I told you first you need to identify what is the input. Input need to be read from the console, what you call a keyboard. A and B is nothing but input, and we require a variable called a sum value. Sum is equal to A plus B. This is known as a computation or a calculation. And we are producing an output. That output is sum value. So in a C program, you have to declare both input and output variables. Input need to be read, output need to be printed. Okay. Now, start with the header file, that is hash include standard input output header file stdio.h. Here the return type of main function is integer. C language is a case sensitive language. It can differentiate both the uppercase letters and lowercase letters. So you have to utilize only lowercase letters, small letters, not capital letters. Here, the first step is variable declaration. Int is nothing but integer. Here, our variables are A, B are the input variables, and sum is a output variable. Whatever the variable you are using in a program need to be declared at the beginning, which means that we are telling to the compiler that I am going to utilize the variables that is A, B, and sum. Here I told you there are two statements. One is output statement, second one is input statement. I told you backslash n. Backslash n is a format specifier, it's escape sequence. \n is an escape sequence which can be used to create a new line, enter A and B values, or you may write enter two numbers within the printf. You can use either uppercase, lowercase, or any characters. That may not be a problem. Here, printf is an output statement, and here we require a scanf. What is that? Scanf. Scanf is nothing but input statement. Everything is a small letter. We don't have any kind of capital letters. Here we have to read two numbers, so I have to use 2%d, double quotes, %d, no comma in between %d, double quotes end, and then comma. We have to use an operator, what you call ampersand. This is called a ampersand. Ampersand is nothing but address of operator. Ampersand is called a address of operator. We are determining the location of the variable that is going to be stored. So here the first point is declaration of A and B. These two are input variables, sum is output variable. Printf, enter any two numbers. I am reading A and B. Okay. Now, what is the next step? If you follow the algorithm, you can have a clear-cut idea. That is, sum is equal to A plus B. Computation. I told you, every C language statement should be ended with semicolon. Every C statement. Now, what to print? Here, we have to print. Printf, no spaces are allowed. \n, addition of two numbers is, or you may write some value is %d, double quotes end, comma, what is the output variable? Sum. So here it is a written value integer, that's why I am writing 0. So what output that is going to be printed here? So any kind of C language program is concerned, the first step it performs is it calls the main function. First, the statement main function is called. All variables are declared, okay, and then all variables are declared. First, it displays what is printf. Printf is nothing but output statement or output function. First, a new line will be created and it displays enter two numbers. What is the next statement here? Scanf. What is scanf? Input statement. We have to give two numbers A and B. For example, if I write only %d, ampersand A, ampersand B, that may not be allowed. For every variable, you require one format specifier. Then this is a calculation, what you call computing. Sum is equal to A plus B. Once the sum value is calculated, we are going to print the value %d. What is %d? This is called sum value. What is this? This is called sum value. Let us see how program will be executed. How program will be executed. Listen. In this case, we are going to have a program that is in the terms of, yes, online compiler. I told you program is, or you may install some other program, what you call Turbo C compiler also. So let us see. Start with the first statement. What is that? Hash include standard input output header file, and then main function. Okay. Here I'm declaring the variables. What are the variables? We require A integer space A comma B comma sum. Sum is an output variable. A comma B or input variables. What to do? we have to enter \n, enter any two numbers. You may write enter two numbers, or you may write enter A and B values, etc. Anything is okay. Every statement should be ended with semicolon in C language. Say this, semicolon and enter. You have to read it. How to read it? Scanf %d, %d. I told you, for two variables, we require two %ds, two format specifiers, &a and &b. Every statement should be ended with semicolon. Right. What is that? Next, sum is equal to a plus b. Sum is equal to a plus b, which means that whatever the values entered by the user are added and result will be stored in sum. Then what to do? We have to print the sum value, printf \n. Sum value is %d. What is %d? Sum. That statement should be ended with a semicolon. Got it? If I run the program, what is the output? The first statement here, variable declaration, main function is called, then variable declaration, enter any two numbers. Here it displays enter any two. I am entering 4 space 6, two numbers. Whenever I press enter button, it computes. What is A value? 4. What is B value? 6. Sum is equal to what? A is 4 plus B is 6. A plus B, 4 plus 6 is equal to 10. Now printf in a new line. For example, if I remove this new line, what happens? Say this. 4 and 6. Here if I remove this, what happens? So whenever we have a model 5 plus 8, in this case, always trying to, if I write \n here, 4 and 6, 4 and 7, 5 and 7, something like this. So anytime you have to use a model, what you call, some value will be printed. Say this. Enter any two numbers. This is the output statement. Scanf is the input statement, computing, and then we are producing output. See, this is addition of two numbers. What is that? Addition of two numbers. Sir, we have some other doubt. Is there any chance of executing the program? Like, is there any chance of executing the program like normal components? See this, I am using this compiler. I am using Turbo C compiler. Even you can download this compiler from internet, or you can install it. So you have to habituate it to everything I am giving. You have to habituate it to everything. That's why I'm telling you. So in this case, here we are going to have a new. This is the compiler. Got it? Are you getting it? Okay. See, I'm taking this compiler, Alt Enter. Alt Enter is nothing but either screen will be maximized or restored. If I type F3, Alt F3. Okay. If I type Alt F3 or F3, program name will be given. For every C program, you should have .c extension. ROM is the name of the program. .c is an extension of a C program. If it is C++, we are going to have, if it is C++, we are going to have a component .cpp. If you are going to work with Java, ram.java or any program name.java. See, in the case of C program, we have the first statement is a comment line. I told you slash, that is backward slash star. You may write anything in a comment line. Program to find the sum of two numbers. You may write either capital letters or small letters within the comment line. So simply compiler is going to verify is it comment line syntax is correct or not. Then here I am writing hash include standard input output header file. Here I am writing either integer or void main. Main function need to be opened and that should be closed. Here I am declaring variables a comma b comma sum. See, in the case of C language, whatever the letters you are here displaying with white color are called as a keywords, reserved words. These are the words which are having a specific meaning is said to be reserved word, predefined word, reserved word. So int, void, float, while, do, bool, enum, all these are C language consists of 32 keywords. How many keywords we have? 32 keywords. Here I'm defining printf \n, enter any two numbers. You have to read it. How? Scanf, %d. I told you no spaces are allowed. &a, &b. What is the variable? Sum is equal to a plus b. Once it is computed, here we have printf \n, some value is %d. What is that variable name? Sum. That's it. If you want to get the output, if you execute the program, here the program execution start with control F9. In this case, we have control F9. If I give 4 and 6, output, if you want to see the output, some value is 4 plus 6, how much? 10. If I write get ch function, here control F9, what is that? 10 and 20. 10 plus 20 what? Some value is 30. Sir, always the previous output is displayed. I want to clear the previous output. That's why you have to use a function after variable declaration that is called as a clear screen function. CLR, SCR. So when you use CLR SCR function, previous output will be cleared, fresh output will be displayed. For example, 10 and 40, that is equal to 50. So I am giving you information in future, you are going to work with Java. At that time, you are going to use editor. This particular environment is said to be IDE. What is that? IDE, Integrated Development Environment. What is that? Integrated Development Environment called IDE. In this way, we are going to execute C program. Either online program may be executed or you may use a separate editor, Turbo C++ editor. Turbo C++ editor. This is a program for finding sum of two numbers. What is the next program? Let us go through another program. Very important program. Swapping of two numbers. Remember? See, in the case of swapping of two numbers, I told you, whenever we have two values, I have A value in my one pocket, one hand, B is another hand. It is not possible to combine both the hands. That's why I'm taking another element. What is that? Another element, what you call a temporary variable. What is that? Temporary variable called pocket. I'm taking this is A and this is B. T is equal to A is equal to B is equal to T. In this way, we are going to perform swapping. Very important program. See this. What is the first statement to return? You have to write hash include. What is that? Hash include. It is called a header file inclusion. Hash include standard input output header file. Every C program may have a function, what you call main function. What is that? Main function. Every C program is associated with the main function. The return type of main function is integer. Main function need to be opened, that should be closed at the end. I am using indentation. So you can write integer directly here, no problem. But if you want to provide a clear-cut program structure, I am following integer indentation. Take a tab button, automatically it displays here. I require 3 variables, 2 numbers, and the temporary variable called a T. A, B, or input variables, T is intermediate variable. Here I'm asking the user printf double quotes \n enter A, B values, or you may ask enter any 2 numbers, that is our wish. If you want to read those numbers, what is the statement? Scanf. Scanf is input statement. How many format specifiers required? You require one for each variable. A and B or A, B and T are variables. 2 format specifiers, ampersand A and ampersand B. There are 2 variables that are required scanf, ampersand A, ampersand B, like a previous program. Here, if you want to find sum, directly sum is equal to A plus B, sum will be printed. But here, what is the system? You need to perform swapping of 2 numbers. What is swapping? Interchanging of 2 numbers. Now, I'm taking T is equal to A, which means that A will be copied onto T. Now, A is equal to B. B value will be copied onto A. Now, B is equal to T. T value will be copied onto B. Yes, printf. Here, double quotes, \n. After swapping, A is equal to %D and B is equal to %D, double quotes. See, you can directly write A and B is equal to %D. But for easiness and clarity, I am writing like this. Let us see. For example, if I give A, B, A is equal to 5, B is equal to 10. Okay. For example, A is equal to 5, B is equal to 10. Now tell me, what is T? T is equal to A. What is A? 5. A is equal to B. What is B? 10. Which means that A will be replaced by 10. B is equal to what? T. What is T? That is 5. So output is after swapping, A is equal to %D. What is %D? A. What is A value? 10. And B is equal to %D. What is %D? B. What is B value? 5. So if you print both these, you will get swapping. What is the initial values? 5 and 10. 5 and 10 are initial values. After swapping, what happened? A is equal to 10, B is equal to 5. Let us execute that program once. Let us execute that program once. Let us see. Here, I am removing the previous one. I told you many online C compilers are available. That is your wish. You can use any compiler, no problem at all. So, what is the first statement? You need to declare the variables. What are they? A, B, and T. Or you may take temp also. Instead of T, you may use temp, or you may use C, or anything. That is your wish. Here, printf, this is an output statement. I'm creating a new line. Enter. You may use either uppercase letters or lowercase letters in printf double quotes. That is our wish. Enter any two numbers, or you may use enter AB values, but the statement should be ended with a semicolon. Then you have to read the data. How? %D, %D, ampersand A, and ampersand B. For example, if you declare X and Y, and if you read ampersand A and ampersand B, that is totally wrong. Whatever the variables declared need to be read. And then T is equal to A, then A is equal to B, B is equal to T. You got the logic? I told you in the case of algorithms and flowchart also. So once it is over, we are going to printf \n after swapping A is equal to %D and B is equal to %D, A comma B. If you run the program, yes, wait, this is, I will copy this. This is, if you run this program, what will happen? If you execute the program, see, integer value, integer, okay. Yeah, there is, yes. Enter, it is somewhat slow, just see this program. First main function will be called. Then what happened? Enter any two numbers. Whatever the content in printf statement will be displayed. Enter any two numbers. I'm giving 5 and 10. Then press enter. What happened? After swapping, A is equal to 10 and B is equal to 5. How? A, what is A? 5. What is B? 10. T is equal to A. What is that? 5. A is equal to B, which means that 10. B is equal to T, that is 5. So A value will be 10, B value will be 5. This is swapping of two numbers. So if you want to perform swapping, you require a third variable, what you call it T. By using third variable, we are performing swapping. Very important program. This is very, very important program. See, I told you in the case of flowcharts, try to understand the logic. You are not supposed to by heart the program. The main objective of any programming is to understand the logic. If you understood the logic, you can write the programs in either Java or Python or C++ or any other language. Logic is same for every language, but the only syntax differ. For example, in the case of printf, it is the case we are going to write C out statement in C++. Instead of scanf, you write C in C++. In the case of Java, that is println system.out.println parse integer. Just the syntax differ, but the logic is same. This is the program for finding what? Swapping or interchanging of two numbers. And this is the program for finding sum of two numbers. In the same way, you can find area of a rectangle. How? What is it? So area of a rectangle, what is that? Integer L comma B comma area. I told you everything is small letter. Enter length and breadth values printf \n. Enter length and breadth values scanf %d ampersand L comma ampersand B. Area is equal to, you have to write, area is equal to L into B. In the case of, I told you, in the case of computer, we have to use asterisk symbol multiplication. Now, you can write printf \n. Area of a rectangle is equal to %d. What is that? Area. That's it. Over. You can try it out. You can try it out. Okay.